Delighted to say hello, good morning and welcome to Stuart Miles and Patrick Hoskell.
Hello.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start, Stuart, with a story in the Mirror about dog cloning.
Yeah.
And do you know, when I saw this initially, anybody who loves their pet, I thought, oh, that would be wonderful, because there will never be another one of my dogs. My dog's a rescue dog, and it's a cross between a border collie and a sausage dog.
Oh, sweet.
Make of that what you want,
Yeah.
but it sort of looks like a black fox, and she's been neutered, not by us, but by the Dogs Trust, and therefore there'll never be another one. And I thought, my goodness, how wonderful this would be. But
the guy who's been involved in the cloning of the first dog, and he's been involved in dog cloning for 20 years, not dog cloning, he's come out and said he's quitting due to the cruelty involved. Apparently, lots of dogs had to be put down during the whole process of obviously experimenting and getting this right in the first place, and he's quit. But you're right, Eamon, because I've got a dog as well, and the thing any dog lover will know, every dog not only has its own unique look, but its own unique personality.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what you really miss when a dog goes. And you think,
You can't clone personality.
That's the point.
who knows? Is it
Who
innate?
knows?
Is it innate? I mean,
you see, I have said to my wife that I would like our little dog stuffed when she finally goes.
No.
But my wife's not having it because she's only small and she wouldn't take up much room.
Oh.
But my wife thinks that's creepy, so
That
she's
is
not.
creepy.
That is
I
creepy,
agree with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It is creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's a growing trend for that, though. Taxidermy's really made a
It has,
comeback.
yeah.
People are doing
Apparently
that,
so.
but I think it's
they always,
weird.
oh no, because they always look, when they've been stuffed, they've got that startled eyes. You see them and they look like the dog apart from their eyes, which are like this.
You see, whenever I think of cloning, I always think of that brilliant film, The Boys from Brazil. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
it.
Gregory Peck
It is
and
one
Laurence Olivier.
It's a stunning film.
Yes.
Where they try to recreate Hitler. Okay, so they
Yes.
clone Hitler. But what they have to do in order to get Hitler back is to also recreate the boy's childhood. So father dies, dominating
Yes.
mother. And that, I always think about cloning with a dog, like Gillian said, with the personality. Our personalities are the sum of our experiences. So can we clone a personality? Because it has to be a sum of our experiences that creates the people we are, or the animal we
There's
are.
something innate in certain dogs, like, you know, my dog's got a real attitude on her, and she's had it since day one. That's nothing I've done, and I love that about her. And I'd love to see another dog like that.
I have one regret about having a dog, which is I never got one earlier. I waited too late in life to do it. It was just the most wonderful experience.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
so
no, it
that's
is.
why people, I can understand why people
Yeah.
go for this cloning or think this is a good idea. Now, you've made me think The Boys from Brazil.
It's a brilliant film.
Right. I'm going to I'm going to rewatch that.
Rewatch that. I've got
Brilliant.
a copy if you haven't, so I'll give it
Have
to you.
you?
Yeah, I love it.
Have you have it on VHS? Is that? Would it be?
I will, if I have to come over there.
It would be.
I've got it on wind-up cine.
Right, Petri, you're on now. Okay, equal
Okay.
pay for women. This is The Guardian.
What devastates me about this is it's making front-page news when the Equal Pay Act came in 1970.
Yeah.
Now, this is a supermarket. There's a group of lawyers who are actually it's a test case at the moment with one particular supermarket. And they're testing now to see if there is equality in the equal jobs. They're looking at the equivalence of jobs for men and women and seeing if those men and women are paid the equal amount of money. Well, they wouldn't be looking into this if there wasn't a suspicion, at least, that there hasn't been equal pay for women in equivalent jobs in these lower paid jobs. Which, and forgive me for saying this, but I thought this was illegal and has been since 1970.
Yeah, but it's
so why is it still happening?
Well, do you know where it happens more, and you will maybe
In the media.
identify this? In the media.
It's terrible.
In broadcast,
It's awful.
absolutely scandalous.
It's disgusting.
I will say to
Yeah.
you, I'm sure in 99.9% of cases, men are paid more than women for doing the same job.
On air or on mic, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're absolutely right. Gillian, take note. But this is if this test case goes through, if it is proved to be the case in this one supermarket, I'm deliberately not naming the supermarkets, although it is in the papers, then a lot of other supermarkets are going to be really worried about this, as they should be. And if this has been going on, throw the book at them. 1970 it became illegal.
What do you want to say about married couples here, Stuart? This is from the Telegraph.
This is what Emma Thompson's actually said when interviewed. She said, actually, it might be a nice idea for married couples to take a sabbatical. She actually quoted having a year off. Yeah. A year off from each other.
I often say this to Mrs. Holmes. To revitalise. I mean, we could still be friends.
But what would you do in that year?
I know exactly what I would do in that year.
I know exactly what you do.
Exactly what I would do. And then we could go back and resume where we were just before that.
She
That
might
was-
not want to do that, though.
Well, she's a spoiled sport,
Oh,
you know.
right, fair
But basically, so this is from Emma
I think
Thompson.
This is from Emma Thompson said this, but you know what? I can see why. I know married couples, and they have said the secret to their long marriage is that they do have periods apart. Now, not necessarily a year, but you've got couples who maybe work apart during the week, they come back together at the weekends, or see very little of each other during the week, and they say that's what makes it work. And I can see a case for people saying, if you go away, you know what, someone in your relationship sometimes, if you go away from them after you haven't seen them for a week and you come back and you see them at the weekend, that's quite nice. You've had a little chance to miss them. And I can see why she's saying this, but I don't think go away and take a year
It does make
off.
the heart grow
It
fonder.
does,
I do
doesn't it?
believe in that.
It does.
I tell you exactly why she's saying this.
What, well,
She's got a new film
yeah,
called
yeah.
Love Punch.
Of course.
Out.
Of course.
But also, she's got one of the most successful marriages, it has to be said, to a gorgeous guy, Greg Wise. Is it Greg
yes,
Wise?
Greg Wise, you're right. Yes.
A beautiful man. And
Yes.
she's
But-
denied she
but-
wants a break
but-
from him, quite
but-
rightly. 'Cause I'd be in the queue.
But she's in this Love Punch with Pierce Brosnan, who she calls a great kisser. So imagine, you know, if you were in that position and you had someone of the opposite sex or someone who you were attracted to, there would be temptation there, would there not?
Would
Make
there?
you think
be.
about sabbaticals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
yes,
to
if we
me.
had a sabbatical then.
Well, also-
Thank goodness I'm only a presenter, not an actor. I don't have.
Imagine
Yes,
kissing.
imagine.
Yeah.
And my head would be turned here. Let's.
Again, Gillian, watch out. That's all I can say.
Getting a dent in a car. We're going to talk about what are termed self-healing cars.
Self-healing plastic on cars. This is a polymer that's basically going to go possibly on cars in the future. It's been invented by the Germans. It repairs itself in just a few minutes. So you get a scratch and you apply heat to the scratch, and the scratch heals itself. This is perfect for those people who maybe
Amazing.
borrow their other half's car, stick a scratch down the side. Don't want to tell them. You get out with a hairdryer.
Yeah.
It's all gone. No one's none the wiser about
Very
it.
good. OK, we'll hit the break there. We've got more stories after that, including how the Duchess of Cambridge apparently had Australian convict relatives. Doesn't make her a bad person at all.